and welcome to another live stream, and we are here with F1 Manager 24 on release day as we start a new series. And as you can see in the background, that series is going to be on Team Lotus. So, sorry, I just got a couple of issues with the stream here, so let me just sort that out. Go, that should be sorted now. Oh, lovely. So yeah, we are back with we're here with F1 Manager 24, so just released today, and we are starting a new series, creating a team, and we are going with Team Lotus. Hi Messi, hope you're well, how's it going? So yeah, as I say, Team Lotus is what we're going for. So I've gone in, done a bit of the groundwork. That logo looks so good, bro. Thanks, Ollie. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad from a distance. When you see it quite large, it looks very paint-esque, very clip art. But on the car, I'm actually quite happy with it. Hi, Jan. Hope you're well. Good to hear, Messi. Yes, I am very well, thank you. Right, let's continue this. So yeah, as I say, I've done a bit of the groundwork in terms of set up the car, set up the logo, and we're now arriving in practice. The settings we've gone for is the lowest on everything. So when you create a team, you can set a sort of preset if you haven't played the game yet, or you can basically have your own settings. So what I did was the lowest setting on everything possible. So starting with the lowest cash, lowest facilities, lowest car, and staff basically. Could pick the drivers, and I try to keep it sort of realistic. So if you're a team coming in, although Lotus have been in the sport before, they would be acting as a bit of a newcomer. It's very costly. You probably wouldn't, I guess a lot of people doing create a team will probably go for young drivers. The reason I didn't, bit like Haas when they had a couple of young drivers, although we have got a Haas driver, as you see in the background. It doesn't always work. So I went for a bit of experience in Formula One, and I thought, well, although this is 2024, who might not have a drive in 2025? And one of those might be a Daniel Ricciardo. So Daniel Ricciardo is our #1 driver, 34 years old, got plenty of experience, helped us develop this car. And then for the second driver, again, it was maybe do we go for a young F2 driver or coming through? But I thought, you know, Mick Schumacher had a bit of experience. Did he have all the opportunity he deserved in F1 with Haas? Not so sure. So yeah, we've gone for the Mick and Danny Rick double team. And Mick Schumacher, yes, Mick Schumacher's in the car. Come on, get Liam Lawson in Pocher. Yeah, the only reason I go for Lawson or Pocher is because I guess everyone will be going for those types of driver. I think probably a lot of series will see the same drivers in terms of Lawson, Herman, Pocher. So yeah, I've mixed it up a bit, gone for a blend of experience. Right, let me just bear with me, make sure my chat is working, because we are multi-streaming this, so just want to check that is all in order. TikTok chat is coming through nice and strong. That's absolutely fine. Right, let's get into it then. So as I say, I've done a bit of legwork. You start about 11 days before the Bahrain Grand Prix, so once you've set it up, there's not too much to do before that. We've got a couple of design work that we've done in the pipeline. But we are heading to Bahrain and the first practice session. What I haven't done is set up the screen overlays actually yet, so I'll just check if this screen works or not on TikTok. What's that saying? I think it still works actually, doesn't it? We seeing all the way down there to Mick Schumacher? I think we are, so I think that screen is working. I love him so much. That's true. Who do you love? Mick? Right, let's we started, so let's send these out. Here we go then. The Lotus hitting the racetrack for the first time. Eventually. Is it? Time is not moving, so have we got our first bug here? We're just not moving at all here. Oh, well, the joys of a new game, hey? What is going on here? Alright. Oh, affiliate drivers bugged. They didn't work for me. I'm not sure. I haven't done any affiliate drivers yet. For some reason we can't. This doesn't seem to be working. So let's give it another go. I'm German, so Schumacher is great. Ah, lovely. Well, this is definitely bugged, isn't it? Right. Well, this is a good start. Let's try this instead. Tried signing one and it never let me reply to their email. Yeah, it's probably going to be very buggy, I assume. This is just doing the same thing here, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not sure what we can do here because we can't even retire the cars, can we? Literally is just not doing anything. This time is just not moving. And they won't exit the pit lane, so I can't even retire the cars. Well, this is a good start. Let's go back and we'll try again, but it's not looking good, is it there? These are just the same. I think it's just going to be the same bug, unfortunately. Yeah, this time just, well, we're not playing now, but is it moving now? It is moving now. Right. Let's start again. Can we get Danny Ricciardo out here? We've got a car out. Oh, this is looking better. Oh, oh, the joys of a day one game. What happened there? Right, I'm going to have to make plenty of saves going through this. Need to remind myself. Right, Danny Rick's out on track. Let's get Mick out as well. So we've got the helicopter cam. New. It's pretty cool.
Copy for radio check.
You can see a bit of our car there. This is the car we've gone with. So the only thing I noticed here is on the, you know, you can't do nothing about this because you're using what they're giving you to create the logos. But look, you can't see the logo at all in the actual drop down here of the grid. And what you also notice is the teams are running some second drivers in practice one that we'll see a lot this year. So who have we got? We've got Vesti out there. Let me just screen on TikTok. So yeah, we've got Festi out there. Got a Chloe Chambers out there. Brere's out there. So yeah, a few running their second drivers. Anyway, let's forward on, because this is only practice, of course. You just forward it on. Cool, right, let's just, yeah, I'm not sure if my chat is working correctly on YouTube and Twitch, but we'll soon find out. But if you are chatting on those platforms, and it may have bugged out, you have to let me know. But yeah, as I say, we've started this series, the lowest setting. So there's obviously 11 cars on the grid now, including our team. And we are certainly the last team. We're 11th out of 11th. We have gone for, as I say, the presets. You can pick from 1 to 5. Obviously, 5 on the preset gives you a better car. 1 gives you a poor car. And we have picked 1 out of 5 on our car, as well as facilities. Cash, I think you can start, I think 5 is maybe $40 million you start with, 4 is 20 million, 3 is 10, second preset is 5 million, and the lowest preset is starting with $2 million. So we start with $2 million, low on some facilities we haven't even got, and a very poor car. So it's going to be a long journey, a long series, but as I say, treating it realistic, as in a new team coming in, unless you've got massive experience or funds behind you before you get to Formula 1, so not including the cost cap, then you would struggle to come in and, you know, compete, basically. Although that's what Formula 1 wants, apparently. They don't want anyone joining who can't compete. Right, let's get Mick Schumacher in, because he is not happy with the setup. And we've got good. As you can see, the staff as well. We've got very low staff as well. Again, I didn't want to go and take staff from different teams straight away. I thought that would be a bit unrealistic. So, yeah, the staff are generated staff at the moment, but we will go in the market for as we progress in the series. Right, so let's do some changes here. By the looks of it, they haven't changed any of this setup. Which is a shame, really. This is always a tedious part. Need to bring that more back. So, yeah, let's go with that for now, for Danny Rick. Right, so this is going horrendously bad for Mick Schumacher, so let's... Let's try something like that for Mick. And then we'll get them back out shortly. So yeah, we're going to be pretty far behind, probably for a lot of this most of this first half of the season. We're going to be a long way off. I'd imagine we're going to be right at the back of the grid, certainly for the first few races. But, say, it's going to be a long series. We want to treat it a bit realistic and see what we can do. And if you are jumping in, what did you make of Formula 1 at the weekend? That was all a bit too much, wasn't it? Myself as a McLaren fan. Oh dear. You know, last got that 1-2 in Monza with Danny Rick, who we've got in the car today, and Lando. But although it was deserved, it wasn't on merit, because that was obviously the race in which Hamilton and Verstappen took themselves out. So this on merit was the first 1-2 for McLaren for a long time. And yeah, it was... You know, a bit like a VAR goal where you kind of... Yeah, it's awkward celebrating. So, yeah, it just didn't feel right. It was not Lando's fault. I know people can slag Lando off, but at the end of the day, it's McLaren's fault for the call they made. Raphael, hope you're well. I'm doing a McLaren save, and Lando won in Japan and won the China Sprint. Lovely job, Raphael. Is that on F1 Manager 24? Have you kicked that off today? So yeah, for me at the weekend, that's really on McLaren. I really didn't get the call in the first place that they... okay.
It feels really good.
Brilliant. So we've got set up satisfaction to great for Mick, so we'll keep that running for now.
Everything's pretty stable. Nice one, guys.
The yellow flag. Hey, Mag's had a spin.
Sorry, man. No mistake.
The only thing I don't like about this year with these replays, like the onboard, is good, but they should have a little button across the bottom when you're watching a replay so you can maybe select the view you want to see. But yeah, McLaren, I just didn't get it because it wasn't like, although Hamilton had undercut, he wasn't going to come out in front of Lando, probably even if they left it another couple of laps. So yeah, didn't make sense to me. They should have just pitted Oscar first, then Lando the next lap, and then if Lando would have caught him and overtaken him, then there's no issues. Raphael, yep, the new game. Oh, brilliant. You're getting well into it then. Already past China.
Understood.
Right, so we have finished our first practice session with Team Lotus. And we're not going to pay attention to these practice timings, although ours is probably pretty reflective right at the bottom there. Cool, so yeah, we're not in too bad shape. What I do want to do is make sure I'm putting as many saves in this as possible. Being a new game, day release. Javier, thanks for the follow. Yeah, being a game on release, it's always the way now with any game. It seems like they release games that are not actually ready. Bugs and all the rest of it. So, yeah, just need to be careful with not getting too far without a save and then we lose our progress. So I'm just going to keep saving as we kind of go across in this. All right, let's have a look at the car setup. So we're not too bad, are we? 87%. After one practice for Danny Rick and 82 for Mick. So, let's have a look. What do we want here? Great on, so traction. We definitely want to change probably the anti-roll distribution. Suggest we probably want to go that way. I don't think that's going to be too far off, you know. Compounds. You know what? I think I'm going to save some mediums because... Are these all disposed after practice too? I can't remember now. We're not going to use all our softs in qualifying anyway because... I can't remember what's disposed of after practice and what's not, to be honest with you. But we're not going to get out of Q1, so I don't need loads of softs if that's going to happen. Right. Just thinking, if we do keep some mediums after practice, it'd be nice to have some of those for the race. Right. So same here is the anti-roll bar. What way do we want to go on that though? Quite gonna cut it. I'll try that. I'm not too convinced. Raphael, I've been playing since it came out this afternoon. Nice. Yeah, I didn't realise till later last night that it wasn't coming out till sort of later in the day rather than a midnight release. It was probably midnight somewhere. Let's go. Lando qualified P1 in China, Oscar P2. Oh, Raphael dominating. Right, let's go with that then. Let's jump into the second practice session. Send Mick out first. But yeah, it's a shame on the...
Understood.
I say the logo looks pretty nice on the car actually. My artwork there, if you see it full size, it's not great. It looks like a bit of, as I say, Microsoft Paint. But yeah, on the car, we can't really get a good view of it, really, can we? No, we can't get a good view of it, really. You can see it sort of at the front there. On our Team Lotus car. Right, so let's get as close to 100% as well, and then hopefully we can start focusing on some track acclimatization. Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough old first season, this one. Sure, we'll get through it. And yeah, we've got another race this weekend, haven't we? Spa. So we'll see if McLaren can pull it out again. See, Max was, to his standards, struggling last weekend, so we may well have a championship battle on our hands this year yet. I certainly hope so. But in a way, you kind of need Mercedes and Ferrari and other teams not to make too much progress in the second half of the season, because you've got multiple people winning races. It's going to be hard to catch Max.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Whereas if you have McLaren doing well and it's just between sort of McLaren and Red Bull, then you've got more of a chance of a driver championship battle. Although more teams fighting for the win is obviously more exciting. Right, let's get Danny Rick in. We've gone down to 84%, so we've gone the wrong way on a lot of this. So I think McLaren can win constructors, but if Max keeps finishing top 5, Lando won't win it. Yeah, I can't see Red Bull winning the constructors this year. Unless they make a significant decision over Perez over the summer, because he just looks like he lost his confidence and he's gone. But yeah, unless, as I say, over the summer they put someone else in that car. Max was able to win the constructors basically last year, but as in a dominant car, he's not going to be able to do it this year. So yeah, I can't see Red Bull winning the constructors if not on Max's performance. Perez continues as he is. So yeah, we'll see what they do over the summer break. He needs a good race in Spa, does Perez. Right, so we went the wrong way there. So well, this is previous. And this, so we want to. Have to try something like that. Get him on a longer run. Right, let's get Mick in as well.
It's okay.
Okay, we've gone the wrong way there as well. Want to go this way instead. Into there. Can't quite. Let's try that for Mick. I think maybe last year Red Bull weren't that dominant late in the season, but it was just Max with a lot of confidence. I think that after what happened as well. Yeah, it's very messy, isn't it, over there at Red Bull? It's a very messy situation. I think that as few relationships have been damaged. It's obviously not such a good vibe in there at the moment. Newey's leaving. Obviously, and Jos, Max's dad, and those types of things as well. So, yeah. I think obviously, yes, if you've got a dominant car, it helps, but a happy, cohesive team obviously helps as well. It doesn't seem Red Bull have got that at the moment. To say, if it continues, we're set up for a pretty good second half of the season, though. Hopefully, McLaren challenging. And maybe a driver championship battle, but I think the driver championship battle, I'm not too sure of yet. will need to keep going, but you know, effectively Lando could have won in Silverstone and he could have won in Austria as well. So, you know, they've got a good recent form, McLaren. So if they can continue that second half of the season, say constructors definitely on. Whether they may mount a drivers' championship battle, who knows? Wouldn't surprise me if Max would go to Merc, especially after seeing the Merc things. But yeah, I mean, it's mad, isn't it? Because you think at the start of the year, if someone said Max Verstappen going to Mercedes, you would never believe it in a million years. But the more the weeks go on, you start to think, could happen. Could happen, you know. 2026, heavily driven by power units. Mercedes have quite good power units historically. Adrian Newey leaving Red Bull, all the issues with Red Bull. It's going to be interesting.
All okay from my side. Much better, much better.
Right, so we've got the setups and a little bit of a better window by the looks of it. Let's have a look where we're at. So setup is 93% for Danny Rick, 91% for Mick. We're going to have a little bit of a play. Again, I'm going to put another saving because I'm just not trusting this. You see our little logo there? So it is very paint-esque, our logo, but it's not too bad at a distance. We'll take it. We'll take it. Right, let's have a look at the setups then. What can we do? Oh, it's only traction. Be anti-roll. What way, though? Feel that way. Here we go. This is nailed on 100%. I feel it. Those softs are gone. Still thinking about some mediums. Now, what's Mick saying on his car setup? So, getting there with him. Optimal there. Again, it's the traction. Yeah, we need to go there with the traction. Help the front wing there, though, is it? We're coming away from optimal on that, so might have to try something like that for Mick. Yeah, has Carlos Sainz made up his mind as well? Yeah, that's dragging on, isn't it? I think we'll see a few changes in the summer. As I say, we've got the Belgian Grand Prix at the weekend and then a 4-week break. So, yeah, sure there'll be some more driver announcements, although they are slowly being filled, each of the seats. We're slowly getting closer to a full grid for 2025 confirmed. Well, I said we had some drivers in, didn't I, for practice, but it looks like Juan Manuel Correa is the replacement for Danny Rick. And obviously, there's not a replacement for Mick Schumacher because he was test driver, so yeah. So, not very realistic, because I think if Danny Rick was leaving and you're keeping Perez in the RB, then Liam Lawson would be in this car. But yeah, fair enough. Is what it is on that one. So we have got Jaco as listed there. As you can see in the timings, it is Juan Manuel Correa. I think Max goes to Merc and then Sainz can go to RB. Yeah, could happen. Sounds mad, doesn't it? But you never know. We didn't fuel these boys for long enough, did we? Still not going to be fully optimal. Have a tyre issue if we go any longer on that. Ooh, we're looking good on Mick though. 4 out of the 5 are now optimal. Science is still the big one, isn't it? Depending where he goes, and he's just hanging on, isn't he? Waiting to see. And maybe he is, you know, maybe he is sitting there waiting because there might be a chance of a Red Bull seat opening up, which would be mad.
Yeah, car was great. Really good.
Cheers, Mick. Cheers. I'm glad the car's good. That's what we like to hear. Got a yellow flag briefly. No replay though. Oh, now we've got a replay. Hulkenberg. So we had K-Mag spinning in the first practice session. Yeah, see, we're getting a lot of these on-board replays, which I don't like, to be honest with you.
I lost it.
Like the onboard replays. I don't know if they're all like that, but the first 2 we've had has been onboard. So we're just letting them run now for the rest of this stint. Not show you fuel load anymore then on here. That's interesting. We've got 100% track acclimatization now. We're just working on those car parts and knowledge. Seems like maybe the track acclimatization goes up a little. Oh. Certainly seemed to achieve that quite early there. We go 10 minutes of the session left. Then we will get into our first qualifying session of the year. I think there's next to no chance of us getting out of Q1. How does Q1 work then with this 11 teams on the grid? Do they just knock 7 out now in the first session? I don't know how the game has formulated that.
I'm losing these tyres.
GG dominated China. Lando wins with 3 seconds to Oscar and 20 seconds to P3 Crazy. Win didn't expect this. Nice, Raphael. Where did McLaren start in this game? I didn't even look. I just went straight into create a team. Are they? I'm assuming they're sort of second, third, fastest. Are they when you start? Jan quali is a little buggy. Is it? In what way? And say this will be my first quali session. We now get into. Right, there we have it. Our first practice session as Team Lotus. As you see the little logo there. So as I say, when you see it at a little bit of distance, it doesn't look too bad, does it, to be fair? Yeah, Team Lotus first practice session in Bahrain is done, and not too bad in the end. Set-off satisfaction, 97% for both, 87% car parts knowledge for both, so they're getting used to the car. That'll get to 100% for the next race, and both 100% track acclimatization. So really, we could have bettered the setup by 3%, but not too bad at all to have both drivers, at 95% driver preparation as we head into the first qualifying session of the year. Confirmation of that now. 95% driver preparation for both Daniel Ricciardo and Mick Schumacher. Or the Mick and Danny Rick. All them over here.
Hello and welcome to the...
Right, let's get one more save in here, and then I won't do any extra runs. I'll just start to over right now. So we're covered, I think, hopefully, if there's any issues. We don't need to look at the weather, I don't think, because we are in Bahrain, so I think we're pretty safe from that. So what compounds has it given us? So we've got 2 fresh sauce, so fine, to be honest with you, because I'm going to use the mediums, the race, I think. Raphael starts 3rd fastest, but Red Bull is very slow in my save. I don't know how. maybe the devs have put a quick patch in based on the last few races. Although I wouldn't say Red Bull would be slow, unless you're Perez driving it. Right, so let's jump into this Q1 session. Then, as I say, highly unlikely that we get out of Q1. As I say, it's the first time I've done this in created teams, so obviously there's an extra team. So I'm guessing the cutoff is still 15th, and just 7 cars go out instead of 5, I assume. Here we go then. Let's send them out. Team Lotus. First competitive run, really. Very slow, isn't it? Very cautious. There's the helicam. Do you not get sound with the helicam? Very minimal sound from the cars. I like the camera angle. Need a little bit more volume though, because that is mute. Yeah, that's a bit odd, isn't it? I like the camera. Need a bit more volume on the cars though. There we go. Let's have a few shots of the car, shall we? This is what we've created. This is what we've gone with. But anyway, let's go through these first runs, shall we? We may run again, depending on times, but if we're way off, to be fair, we may as well save the soft tyres. We'll just wait and see. $16 times is still the max you can do, I see. Right, let's go then. Daniel Ricciardo, sorry, his first competitive run for Team Lotus. Let's see what we can do. I'd say I'm very much expecting us to finish 21st and 22nd in this first session of 2024. We shall see. So it is a 27.6 for Danny Rick, 27.6 for Mick, and he's gone 5 thousandths quicker. I make that 7 thousandths quicker. So very tight either way. Either way, that is very tight. Got a bit of traffic coming up here, so hopefully that's not going to get too much in the way here. See what that's like in the new game. Pulled out very well there for Ricciardo. Oh, not so much for Mick there. That's going to cost him 41.7. Yeah, 42.6. Going to abandon Mick's run there, because that's not going to be competitive even for this car. And here we go. What's Daniel Ricciardo going to set then? Is it going to tell us what we're setting? Haven't got the time there. Mick didn't come in. He did still set his time. So I guess this is what Jan was on about, the quality being buggy then, because yeah, we're not seeing the time, are we? Does it show it here? Ah, here we go. We're on interview. That's why. It's my fault.
So this is what happened.
Take that back. I take it back.
Here we go. Heading into turn
What's
1.
Valtteri doing here then? Oh, this is a... We have got a replay about it being on board.
Very heavy on the brakes. They took a gamble, and it was just too...
So, right. So, Mick Schumacher was like 6... Well, we abandoned that lap in the end. 93%. Do we use the sauce? We may as well. I'm not going to run Danny Rick again, as I say, because there's basically no chance we're getting out of this session. I want to see the times once everyone has ran on this first session. See how far we're up. Good night, Lola. How's it going? Hope you're well. So, right, we are... Let's go on... With 3 temps off show. Well, that is not going to be representative, is it? It's Alonso. 7. Probably like 7 temps off getting into Q2. Oh, it isn't 15th, so they do still knock 5 out in the... 6 out, sorry. Yeah, we're 6 out in the first session, are we? I'm guessing 6 in the second session, 10 in the final. That's fine. So yeah, we're going to be a long way off for the first few races here. Anyway, let's get Mick out just so he can get an actual representative timeout. Here we go. Pretty good, can't complain, just chilling. Nice, good to hear, good to hear. Grabbed a cup of coffee, lovely. Lovely. We chilled. Right, so Mick was going quicker than Danny Ricciardo in that first sector of the first runs, but then he was held up with traffic. So let's see how close he can get to him. Not a great first sector. About a 10th off his first. Haven't played this game yet. No, are you gonna get it? Are you thinking about getting it? This is my first session in, so I can't give you too much of a review yet. Seems pretty interesting though. Yeah, it certainly is. If you like management games, if you like Formula 1, it's definitely worth a go. So we should go green in the second sector at least. Because he was very slow on his first run. So we do go green in the second sector. So let's see what we can set. How close can we get to Danny Rick? Yeah, we're nearly 3-4 tenths off the slowest car. And Joe is nearly, well, 9 tenths. Yeah, 9 tenths off. So we're a long way back starting this season. A very long way back. So Mick across the line, and he's a couple of attempts off a Danny Ricciardo in the end. And as expected, we finish an almighty 21st and 22nd in this first quali session. But as I say, that is to be expected. We have got an appalling car to start the season with. And there we go. Confirmation then. Daniel Ricciardo will start in 21st. Mick Schumacher starting in 22nd place. Let's skip to Q3, shall we? Let's see who's setting the pace. And what a surprise. It's Max Verstappen who's on pole. Carlos Sainz second for Ferrari, then Oscar Piastri for McLaren, then Charles Leclerc for Ferrari, Sergio Perez for Red Bull, and then Lando Norris for McLaren. So both Ferraris, McLarens, and Red Bulls make up the top 6, but in a little bit of a jumbled up order there. Then we've got Hamilton for Mercedes, and the 2 Aston Martins, Stroll and Alonso, are 8th and 9th with George Russell, the final Mercedes in 10th. And there we go, no real surprises down here. We will start last. As I say, the worrying sign there is we're 4 tenths off 20th, but we were... Yeah, where's the cutoff? The cutoff was here, 1:31.6. We're nearly 2 seconds off getting into Q2. So which other games do you usually play? Mainly, well, stream-wise, I do stream F1 Manager. Off-stream, I play various games.
Here in Sakir, the floodlights are on.
Depends what friends and other people are playing.
For 57 laps.
Recently gone back to a bit of PUBG with one friend, so yeah, very different to this. But stream-wise, it's mainly F1 Manager stream. Seeing Perez qualifying P5, that's not realistic at all, is it, Raphael? That's shouldn't be happening. Right, let's get into our first strategies of the year. Oh, so they're giving quite a few more examples now. This is saying it's going to give the same That's odd, isn't it? Why is that? Is that too... Oh, it's all the same compounds. It's just... What's this? This is a freeze stopper. It's 4 seconds slower. I wonder what the how it will play this year. Right, what we'll do, we'll edit this one. I'll go push on sauce. Midnight loadout's great. What about you? What games are you playing? When did you start streaming? Regularly, really with F1 Manager, start of the year, January. Just been keeping at it. Enjoying it, so it's, yeah, it's good. Look out if you click on push fuel. Look out if you click on push the fuel before starting the race, the strategy can go back to default. Oh, okay. Let me test that then. Let me set this up first then. Can't quite make that, can we? Close though. Could make that though. Let's see what's that saying. That's apparently 8 seconds slower. I want to use those mediums though. Right, let's mix it up a bit. We'll go. We'll go a little bit longer on mix first run. That make the end? No way. Go with that. I know it's saying it's slower, but anyhow, right. So instead, if you go push on fuel, you said, didn't you? Ah, that. Yes, that did reset the strategy, didn't it? Ah, thank you very much. That's handy to know. But if I set it back, it's fine, isn't it? Alright, let's go with that. Norris on pole in Miami, sprint quali, max P2 and Oscar P3. Nice, good work. Then to Liz, I'm probably butchering that, I'm sorry, but thanks for the follow. Hello, hope you're well. Right, let's get into this race, shall we? So, this flipped round again. No, it hasn't. Right. Yeah, so we'll stop a little bit later with Mick. So, Mick should be in around about lap 14. Danny Rick's going to be lap 12, so we're going to go early. We're going to be at the back of this race, so it's probably going to be a boring first race. Probably going to be a few boring first races, unfortunately, because the car is just, say, miles off the pace.
You're witnessing a new chapter in
But nonetheless, it's very exciting. We're a new team on the grid, or a returning team in Team Lotus. And this is our first race. There we go.
That trademark smile is gone, but now's the time to focus.
There is our newly launched car.
From P21
There's the little Lotus logo. We're going to get a nice little few in there.
Possibly too much to ask from this car.
Come on then. Let's get into it.
22 cars.
First race of the season then. 3 lights, 4, 5. Held for a little while, quite a while. And we're on the way. Let's see what we can do. Probably 21st and 22nd to be fair. But let's see. As we've got a bit of a bus stop forming on this first corner. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Joe is inside Gasly. Lucky Gasly. Or Lucky Joe. Depending on your preference. Do you like this helicam? I just don't like the noise. The audio is just not there with it. Genshin Impact, Minecraft, Fortnite. Nice. Very nice. So you do consistently or just on and off? I have been streaming consistently F1 Manager, but mainly on TikTok and YouTube, but now I'm back on Twitch as well, so all 3. every Tuesday and Friday from 7:15. So yeah. Oh, here we go. We're half a lap into the first race, and we're nearly a second off the pace already. As I say, I don't like to skip through the races and go on to, the fast forward, but we probably will need to do that for these first few races because, yeah, I don't think many people want to sit here and watch us trundling around the back, unfortunately. We've got to play the long game with this series. Consistency is the key. It is indeed. It is indeed. So Verstappen leads by Carlos Sainz, Oscar Piastri, and Sergio Perez. You're from the UK? Yes, I'm from the UK. What about yourself? Here we go. Mick Schumacher and Ricciardo having a little bit of a battle, though. At least we can fight between ourselves. We lost 2 seconds on that first lap, so we may get lapped about 3 times in this race. So how do I know how much fuel I've got in the car? Is this just like a bit like the tyre wear now? You just manage this line, do you? Assuming. Assuming that's what we're doing. But yeah, as I say, we're probably going to have to skip through some of this race because, as you can see, we are now 2 seconds off the pace. We're not going to be challenging in front of us. We'll probably have a little bit of battle between them. Nice, nice. I'm from the USA. Lovely. Whereabouts? Apple juice and me. Why? Tried signing and then it let me off. Oh, so this is the affiliates, is it? Yeah, I don't know about the affiliates. I just assume, again, it's a day one release. And unfortunately, in the gaming world, we get so many games that are released that aren't fully finished. So I'm assuming that's probably just a bug with the affiliates that they'll probably sort out with a patch, hopefully soon. If you are down or up on fuel, it will show up. Okay, nice. Right, let's forward on a bit, because as I say, we are just going to be trundling around the back for this race. Schumacher in front of Danny Ricciardo. Danny Ricciardo got a yellow flag. Actually, we shouldn't be on that strategy with Mick, should we? We should be on that with Mick. Yellow flag, sector 3.
Oh dear, a crash.
Rhea and Sargent. Logan Sargent is our first crash of 2024. Not much contact there. Well, there was quite a bit of contact, but I think they'll both get away with it. Don't know what Sargent's up to in the car, but a lot of heavy breathing. Don't know if he'll get a penalty for that. If anything, it was Sargent, because Rhea was in front at the point of impact. If you're East Coast, by the way, why haven't you set up any customers, any plans for it? Yeah, I just only given the time penalty to Korea, which is a surprise. Yeah, just haven't had a chance to look at that kind of stuff. Oliver, use overtake. Oliver wants to overtake. Not much point at the moment, but we will. Don't you worry. We will give it some in a minute. We're abusing our tyres a lot more than these guys in front of us. Let's switch back to that view there. That's a little bit better. So 5 laps in. We should now be in the DRS of Guan Yu Zhou. Use overtake until in the DRS as Joe. Well, we've got there. We've got there. We are in the DRS, but we will use a bit of battery if we need to stay there. As Joe can pull us along. We shouldn't really be challenging these guys, so I don't know how Mick Schumacher's conjuring this up, but we'll take it. Do you have any social like Discord, Instagram, Twitter? Yeah, I've got Twitter. Check me out on Twitter. You can message me and get in touch on there. I'll certainly have a look. Not a problem at all. Here we go then. Is Mick Schumacher about to make our first move here? No, no, not at this stage. Let's give him some deployment. Oh, he lost a bit of time there.
Yeah.
Lost nearly a second there going through the first corner. Well, this is interesting. We've actually got some racing. I wasn't expecting that. Danny Rick will do the same just so he can hopefully push up to these guys. Ah, okay, the fuel is showing now. So we've got another yellow flag. Not Sergeant again, is it? That debris as well there.
There's been a crash.
A crash. It's another crash. If this is Sergeant, this is ridiculous.
Turn 8. I
think it's Correa and Sergeant again, isn't it? Is it?
Not just one
It
car
is.
involved in that,
Oh.
as you can see. And they'll have
These
to pick
two.
themselves up after that.
That's 2 collisions into each other's side pods. Correa's already got a penalty. Was he getting another one for that? Because it looked like he lost control there. He's under investigation again, I think, both of these. They're having a little bit of a ding-dong. And Mick Schumacher with DRS has dispatched Joe. And we are up to an amazing 20th in this race. And no penalties given on this occasion for Sargent and Correa. And Mick Schumacher wanting to have another go here on K-Mag. Come on, Mick. This is lovely stuff. We are using and abusing our tyres, so I don't think this is our relative pace relative to our competitors. K-Mag's on the hards as well.
Let's take a look at the replay.
Let's have a replay.
Along the straight.
Team Lotus making a move on the Haas. Lovely move that is from Mick.
And Mick Schumacher says, Dankeschön. Thank you very much.
Oh, he does. He does indeed. I've just followed you on Twitter. Follow me back so I can send you midnight notes. Yeah, Bria, I will do it post-stream. Once I'm out of this stream, I'll do it. And yeah, feel free to send something over. Right, so lap 7. And we weren't expecting to make any moves, so we'll take that. Danny Rick is now in the DRS of Joe. Give Mick a little bit more battery. Just see if we can get DRS this DRS train. Oh, I just missed that follow on Twitch. The name has popped away, so thanks for the follow. Right, so Mick is now within that DRS train. And Danny Rick is doing what Mick Schumacher did, getting past Guan Yu Zhou. Not quite. And Zhou takes it back. Speed out of the corners is a bit... yeah, not quite there on the gameplay at the moment, it seems. Have a look at this. Oh, this is not going to be a great angle, is it? Yeah, just Danny Rick not getting any traction out of that corner at all. Manu Zhou now making the move on K-Mag. Right, so we're in amongst these cars. I don't know whether we can stay there or not. Well, Zhou's got past Mick now as well. We see a replay of that one. Just using DRS inside, and he takes that position back off us. Let's have a look at the tyres. So, yeah, as I say, we are abusing our tyres compared to the rest of the grid. So, I don't think we're really going to be able to keep pace with these after we stop. But it's nice to be in a bit of a fight as Danny Rick makes his way past K-Mag there. K-Mag's definitely going long because he's on those hards, although he's pushing those hards quite hard. Yeah, Team Lotus are not last. Well, Danny Rick is now last as K-Mag takes that position back. But, yeah, I was expecting us to run last for quite a while in this first race. I do like that they've mixed it up with the replays, but I just wish you could have selection on the camera when you're watching the replay. Because the game doesn't know the best angle for the replay, it appears. K-Mag happy with that one. We need to get these tyres to lap 14. I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that. What's Danny Rick thinking about here? There's the DRS train from Correa all the way down to Danny Rick now. He's 17 seconds off Stroll. That's a massive gap. I was going to say, it seems like RB, but Sonoda's up there in the RB. Look at that, 18 seconds. Massive gap out there. I went with Lotus as well. Good choice. Lovely stuff. Good choice indeed. Right, so as I say, I expect after this first stint, we're probably not going to be in contention. Seeing Perez qualified P5 now also leading the race made me crazy. Yeah, and he's P2 in my race here. It's not realistic, and he's got the fastest lap. I've got Hulkenberg and Lawson as my drivers. Very nice. Like that a lot. As I said at the opening of the stream, I did think about Lawson, but I did assume a lot of people would go with Lawson, so I've kind of mixed up a bit, gone with someone experienced like Danny Rick. He may not hold on to that RB drive in real life, so I thought it could be a possibility. Yeah, Mick Schumacher. Billy deserves another chance, one last chance in F1. He's doing the business already over his teammate. Really this season, or I say this season, this first sort of 5-6 races, it's going to be battle of the teammates really, because we're not going to be competing with the rest of the grid. I think we're 2 seconds off getting into Q2, so yeah, it's going to be a long, hard journey. We've started, as I say, preset 1 out of 5 on everything, so the slowest car you can have, lowest, worst facilities, staff, all of it. So yeah, we've gone for a long journey on this one. Let's harvest into that first corner with Mick. So Correa has got that 5-second time penalty, so we probably would overtake him, to be fair, in the first round of pit stops. If you are jumping into the streams, I do really appreciate a like on the video. It does really help out the channel, so please do smash a like, no matter your platform. It really does help, and it is really, really, really appreciated from all of you. Mick's still staying in this little DRS train for now. We are going to have to think about hitting him. In lap 14 he was due. Might have to go one stop early. 1 lap early, sorry. Ricardo back in the DRS now of K-Mag. This is a hell of a DRS train. Which is, although Alcon's just fell out of it, it's near enough from 12th place to 22nd DRS train. Which is, yeah, unbelievable really. Verstappen leads now by 2.2 seconds. Then we've got Norris and Leclerc in a DRS train behind Perez. Pretty close, actually, that top 6 still. And then a bit of a gap to Fernando. I think if we forward on to these pit stops, as Mick has now been overtaken by Magson. Magson's tyres will now be coming a bit more to life because he's on those hard tyres. White stripe hard tyres, hardest compound. And we're on the softest compound, but ours are starting to, wear significantly now.
Let's go.
See what K-Mag can do starting on the hards. The only driver on the hards, I believe. Yes, he is, so very different strategy there. Right, now we are very much last. Let's just forward on until we get to our pit stop window. Ricardo is going to have to pit now. Want to go to mediums. Mick should... Oh, he's got to go another standard. Ricardo looking to make an overtake on Mick Schumacher. Hopefully these don't have contact because we can't afford to be losing parts and losing money. Got another yellow flag and it's here. And if that is Sargent again, which it is, it's his third incident.
Right,
this is unbelievable.
Take a look now. Now Alex Albon.
That was Albon, sorry, I apologise.
Pushing a bit too hard.
It looks like it is with his teammate though, isn't it?
That's obviously far from intentional, but there was contact.
I think he locks up.
More than one unhappy team after that.
I'm sure that was Sargent on his left-hand side there. Yeah, Sargent is last, lost half his front wing. So that was Alex Albon going into his teammate, Logan Sargent there. And yeah, that's going to cost them a lot because he's going to lose significant time there, which is good for us. We'll take anything, really, to not finish last. And he's going to be losing time all across this lap until he can get into the pit. And Alex Albon's going to get a penalty for that, so that's 5 seconds for him. And Correa's already got a 5-second penalty, so we might be able to capitalise. As Mick's getting upset trying to overtake his teammate, but Ricciardo is now going to jump into the pit. So it's got a little bit spicy there, hasn't it? Albon has just absolutely wrecked his teammate's race. He's losing time consistently here trying to get back to the pits with that broken front wing. Look at that. That is, that's what we call broken. So Sargent's definitely going to be in. Danny Rick's going to be in here. Mick Schumacher's off the track there.
Daniel pit lane.
Imagine our pit stops are going to be absolutely horrendous. I don't even think about this, but we have got the worst staff going starting this series. So what on earth is our pit stop time going to be like? We're about to find out. We've got a slow drive because we'll be at the end of the pit lane, but that does change depending on where you finish. 2.9, okay. Not too bad, actually. I was expecting worse than that. So, Albon's having his front wing replaced now. But can we... Sargent, sorry. Can we stay out ahead of him? Going to be interesting to see. Right. Schumacher, we need a pit. He needs to go on the mediums as well. 14 laps in, and we are at least having a little bit of racing going on, which we weren't expecting, to be fair. We've got 10 seconds on Sargent.
Copy for box.
Why has Sargent got this next to him? Does this mean damage in this game now? This means penalties. These have both got penalties. Does this mean Sargent is got an issue, or...? Nick has dropped off the pace quite significantly, really. Let's just see his pit stop And then we'll probably be able to forward on a bit as Correa is now pitting as well. So that's going to be a long stop. Are we going to jump him? Because he's got 5 seconds to serve before they can work on the car. He's been in 2 separate incidents with Sargent, and then Albon's smashed into Sargent as well. So Sargent having a bit of a horrendous race. They're serving that time penalty. I think he is going to be out in front of us though. Well, he's having a front wing change as well, so he did take damage. 2.6 for Mick, that's a lot better. We did jump Correa as well. Which is handy. I'd imagine this must be damage then, some form of damage, because... Oh yeah, Raphael says that means damage. Yeah, I was going to say, I assume it meant damage, because when they took Correa's... when he served his penalty, he then had one of those, but when they changed the front wing, it disappeared. So, yeah, that's obviously if a car has damage on it. So you'll actually know if a competitor has got a bit of damage. Danny Rick has pulled a couple of seconds out on Mick Schumacher. The undercut. The McLaren undercut, as we call it these days. So, yeah. But yeah, I expect Correa will now come back for us. Now he's not got that damage. He should be getting past Mick Schumacher pretty quickly here. What's the strategy? It is just standard pace for both of them. Sargent's pace isn't too bad, though, to be fair, even with damage. So it's only minor damage, whatever he's running there. But I think if we, Correa's going to get past us here, so, you know, there's not much we can do about that. We've not got pace in this car. Just want to forward on to the rest of these pit stops, see if we do make any gains. I'm not really expecting any gains.
It's there for the taking.
Ooh, double move it looked like there from Mick. Correa is passed nonetheless.
That sees them climb up into 20th.
Let's just have a look at tyres. Correa is on the softs though. What was he on first of all? Mediums. So yeah, he didn't take those mediums very long, did he? Very far, sorry. And what was Sargent on as well? Softs. So interesting. We'll see. See how it pans out. Hulkenberg is now pitting, but it looks like he's going to be well clear of Danny Rick. Yeah, I think, as I say, these first few races are going to be slightly boring as Sargent gets past us. As I say, I don't normally like to forward the races, but, I mean,
the gap opens up
I don't think the audience really wants to see us just languishing down at the back there. Not going to be too much action as Logan Sargent, after a bit of a chaotic Grand Prix from him, he is now past us and we are down to last. As I say, we are expecting to finish dead last in this race. Mick Schumacher is now there. Ricciardo is about to be taken over by Correa. And Sargent is gaining on them as we see that move now.
They decide to give it a go.
Quite a long way back. We get the helicam. Do you like this helicam? As I keep saying though, the audio does need to be improved in that. The cars are basically silent.
And moves up a place.
So Joe has stopped. Ricciardo has jumped Joe in that round of pit stops, but as I say, they will now have more pace. Oh no, Mick!
I don't know what just happened.
You spun Mick, that's what's happened. We can't be having these kind of mistakes.
Yellow flag here.
Ah, so Mick Schumacher, what's happened here? Ah, just lit up the rears. Yeah, that's a bad mistake. He's about to be lapped by Lando Norris. Is Mick Schumacher. He's now 10 seconds off the pace after that mistake. So we've really got to see how they're doing against each other. Their battle really is with their teammate, because that's the only comparison at the moment, whilst this car has not got the quality in it. He's going to finish a long way off Danny Ricciardo at this rate. He's going to have to get out of the way now for these back markers. Lando Norris going on a longer stint, it looks like, than his competitors. We'll see how that works out for McLaren. Ricardo, we might be able to push on the tyres a little bit later in the Grand Prix, as Alex Albon's now out after serving his penalty. Can we get past him here as he warms his tyres up? They're certainly thinking about it. Come on, Danny. That's nice. He's ran him off the road. Do see that a lot more in this new game. They do run the drivers off the road. A bit more aggressive, but Albon will probably get that back once his tyres are up to temp. So you see, nice move from Danny Rick. But as I say, I expect these cars now to come back at us here. Got a bit of a train forming behind us because we certainly just, unfortunately, have not got the pace. Julius, did you start from level 1 on everything? Yes, we have started level 1 on everything. So 2 million in the bank. Very slow car. Level 1 facilities or no facilities. Blessing up, thanks for the follow. So yeah, it's level 1 on everything. So it's going to be a long haul. That's why we haven't got the pace here. I think we were 2 seconds off Q2. How much is this game? I think the standard version is £30. Deluxe, I think, is 35. That was on PC. I'm assuming the same on console. Why is Mick Schumacher now 25 seconds off the pace? What is going on with him now? I know he had that spin, but he's in no man's land now.
Okay. Alrighty.
Let's see what happened there.
As Albon gets past us, as I say, we are now going to forward this on because we're now about to be overtaken by all these cars. They're on fresher tyres. Our car is 2 seconds off the pace, even over these guys. Or probably at least a second and a half off these guys a lap. So, yeah, just can't compete at the moment. We just forward on to our next pit stop. So we're looking at lap 41 for Danny Rick and about 42 for Nick. But we probably might be able to extend for a bit with Danny Rick. You can get quite a few replays of being overtaken here. K-Mag makes that move on Daniel Ricciardo.
Now this was at turn 1.
To say we will now start to go backwards.
There.
So if you are jumping into the stream for the first time, thank you for the support. Thanks for getting involved. And as I say, we are forwarding on a bit here. We don't normally do that in our streams, but first race of the season, we're very much off the pace. So makes sense just to try and get through some of these races a little bit quicker so we can start to get some design work, start competing. As Zhou takes us now, we will shortly be down to 21st and 22nd place on the debut for Team Lotus. As Zhou's going to get this overtake done, and then that Logan Sargent will be thinking about it very soon as well. He may even be following him through here. No, not quite. You try your best, Zhou. Well done, well done. We're happy for you. What is this game called? This game is F1 Manager 24, released today. And there we go, Sargent does get that move done now on Danny Rick. There we go. So I was laughing. I mean, we've had 3 incidents in this race and they all involved Logan Sargent. But to be fair, he wasn't to blame for any of them. So that's hard luck for him. What are you playing it on? This is on PC, but I believe it is out on consoles. Yellow flag.
Yellow flag now.
George Russell's had a spin. He's now down to 10th. Don't know where he's running before that.
Now we're at turn 11 now.
What's Georgie done here? He was 9th, so it looks like he's lost.
That's the moment they lose it.
That's a big old spin.
Just unable to bring the car under control.
That done to his tyre life. Yeah, he's lost quite a bit there because they would be on relatively new, so that's going to cost him. He's lost the position to Tsunoda and well off him now, so Mick Schumacher's 20 seconds off his teammate because Mick had his own spin, so that has cost him dearly. Was keeping pace really with Danny Rick. As I say, Danny Rick's now even 5 seconds off the pace of Sargent, so we just haven't got the pace. He's, well, Sergeant at least is on the soft. I don't know, maybe we could have a battle with Sergeant at the end, but probably not. He's pulling a massive gap, so we've just not got the pace. Which is a shame. So as I say, we're looking at 41 and 42, aren't we, for these pit stops? Mick Schumacher's probably going to have to come in a little bit earlier than that, maybe. We'll continue to forward on because we are not going to have any pace in this race. Keep an eye out on front, though. Once we get towards the end, we'll slow it down a little bit. Let's see what's going on out there. We've got a bit of fuel in hand now as K-Mag locks up.
Okay, so heading into turn 1 here.
How significant was this?
And the car fails to respond. And hopefully there's not too much damage to the tyre.
Not too bad there at all. Has he dropped significantly? No, not really. So Danny Rick now 16 seconds off the pace and Mick is 16 seconds off him. Imagine we're getting lapped in amongst all this, aren't we? Where are our guys? Mick is there. Yeah, so Ricciardo's just let Tsunoda by. He's got Stroll and Russell coming next. Schumacher's got a little while now until Ocon laps him, but we are going to be lapped by the 12th car. Yeah, maybe as low as... Yeah. I don't know how many cars are actually going to lap us during this Grand Prix. We're definitely probably going to finish 2 laps off the pace to the leaders, I reckon. Yeah, that's quite funny because Ricciardo's now going to be lapped by Stroll. Sargent's pitted again in the mix of all that, hasn't he? Yeah, so Sargent's back out on his run, so that's why he's dropped below us. Yeah, next car to lap Mick will be 12th place Ocon. So whether that's going to happen or not, we'll see. But we've been lapped by 11 cars on the grid, so half of the grid have lapped us. Is as how poor our race pace is. Is it Bahrain? Yes, this is Bahrain. With Logan Sargent on his fresh tyres. Makes the move on Daniel Ricciardo again. DRS. Correct on the Williams. I thought they got rid of that on the Williams. The dash. I thought the dash was on their steering wheel now on the Williams. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Sure they changed that for this year's car. Right, 35 laps out of 57. As I say, we are significantly off the pace here. So let's we'll continue to forward on until we get to the later stages. Then we'll see what's going on out front. And we've got our second pit stops coming up soon. Charles Leclerc currently leading the race, but he's not made his second stop yet, neither has Norris, so it looks like Verstappen will take the lead.
Exactly
Let's have a look at the pit stop issues in this game. Are the replays going to be a little bit better this time? Slow rear left.
There's an issue with the rear left tyre.
That's fine. Those replays were never too bad in F1 Manager 23. It's the Jack replay that really annoyed me. It looks like nothing's happening. So Charles is pitting now. And it will be Lando to pit. Gasly, fastest man out on track. It looks like Mick will have to hit before Danny Rick. Joe is back past us after his second stop.
Here we are, we're looking at turn 11.
We'll pit Danny Rick
the
shortly.
Opportunity begging to be taken.
Might as well keep on the strategy. As I say, we're not going to compete with these cars, unfortunately. But it's nice to see our team out there on track, of course. Yeah, I don't know if Mick's going to make those softs really last, is he? We shall see. Leave it one more lap for him. Because he had that spin, so another yellow flag.
Understood.
And here we've got a yellow flag.
Yuki Tsunoda. So Russell had a spin and Tsunoda got past him. Yuki, has he returned the favour?
And the control's lost. And there's not much they can do about that now.
Joined the track a lot quicker. That's a much better improvement on F1 Manager 23. How quickly he rejoined the track there. Too explosive. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Spurs fan, thanks for the follow. Right, let's have a look here. We need to think about pitting our drivers, don't we? Might as well pit them the same lap, to be fair, because significant margin between them. How far are we off this pit stop?
Box confirmed.
Here we go then. Final stop. Running at the back of the grid. As I keep saying, not much we can do until we get a few races in. Start hopefully upgrading this car. But I think it is going to be a bit of a slow process. That's the point of this series, to bring us from nothing up to hopefully one day championship contenders. And 2.9, we'll take that as Mick Schumacher is coming in behind Daniel Ricciardo. .6, so for some reason Mick Schumacher's pit stops are a lot quicker than Daniel Ricciardo's. Quite sure why that is. Well, let's forward this one on now to the closing stages. As I say, we're not competing, so no point wasting the time out there on track. Going to finish 30 plus seconds, it looks like, behind the pack. It's difficult because we're losing a lot of time as well because we're having to get out of the way of traffic. Charles Leclerc is now in second. He's gaining on Max, not significantly. It looks like Max Verstappen is going to win it. We're going to finish 30 plus seconds off the pace with Ricciardo. Mick Schumacher nearly 60 seconds off Zhou in 20th. That's not a great sign. But we're heading up to the final laps of this one. 3 laps to go. As I say, it does look like the Dutchman. I was going to say as with real life, but maybe not so much recently. But it looks like he's going to win this one. Charles Leclerc is going to be second. Sergio Perez is going to be third. How many? Yeah, we have been lapped twice, so we will finish on the lead lap.
Starting to struggle there.
So actually, who has... where have we been lapped up to now? We've been lapped by 17 cars off the field. Well, Mick Schumacher at least has been lapped by everyone from Bottas upwards. Pierre Gasly's involved in an incident on the final lap. What's happened here? There's someone on his inside. It's RB. Got another car on his outside now. So what happened there? We didn't see... That must have been Correa again, who's been involved in 3 incidents in this race. Ocon's now jumped Gasly on the final lap. So looks like Carrera is under investigation again. He's already had a 5-second penalty served in this race. Is he going to get another one? He is. He's jumping down to about 16th. And he has. So he will finish 16th. He's going to lose 3 places there. Bit of a nightmare debut for him in the RB. As I say, 3 different incidents. 2 of those he's now got a penalty for, and he did get damage on one of them as well. But here we go, Max Verstappen in Bahrain. He's going to start the season as he did in real life in 2024. He wins in Bahrain. It's going to be Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari who's going to finish 2nd. Sergio Perez 3rd with Norris right on his tail.
Over the finish
But
line,
not enough
and
to
today's
challenge.
winner.
And I don't think there's any other fights that look that close. Stroll. No Ocon on Carrera, but that doesn't really matter because he's going to serve that 5-second penalty. Yeah, no other changes there. And we finish 2 laps down and 32 seconds off 20th place. So that shows the amount of work that we've got to do on this car to at least even get some overtakes and challenge for 20th, let alone getting into, say, Q2 and some points.
Smile on the face of Daniel Ricciardo after that one.
It's been a very frustrating day for them, and they lead
Ricciardo's
without any
upset,
point.
wondering why he
That's
signed
not
for
the sort of
Lotus.
performance we'd expect to see, really.
And he's in for a long season, as we
Max
are.
Verstappen can add yet another podium to his already impressive record.
There we go, Verstappen wins. So here we go, this is the final running order then. Max Verstappen wins, Charles Leclerc in 2nd, Sergio Perez finishes 3rd, Lando Norris up 2 places to 4th, Carlos Sainz dropped 3 and finishes 5th, Oscar Piastri also dropping 3, finishing 6th, Lewis Hamilton finished where he starts in 7th, Alonso up 1 to 8th, and a good drive from Yuki Tsunoda, who finishes 9th, getting 2 points for the RB team, and Lance Stroll finishes 10th, Aston Martin. And then, yeah, George Russell had that spin, really cost him, finishes outside the points in 11th. As we see, Juan Manuel Carrera, who replaced Ricciardo, has finished 16th after that penalty was applied, so dropping 4 places from where he started, but dropping 3 places from where he actually finished the race. As we can see, Team Lotus 2 laps down, but as I say, a good 30 plus seconds off 20th, so lots of work for us to do. Drivers obviously will be the same as the race finished. The only difference there, obviously Lando Norris got the fastest lap, so instead of 12 points for 4th, he gets 13. And then the constructors will be Red Bull leading the way on 40 points after that first race, Ferrari on 28, McLaren on 21, Mercedes 6, Aston Martin 5, and Yuki's 2 points per RB in 6th, and the rest of us yet to score. And so fastest lap was 2.5 by Red Bull, and we got the 10th, so it wasn't too bad in the end there. You get a point. We're at least 8th in the fastest lap competition. Right, so we did get a $355,000 bonus for finishing 21st or higher. At least one of our drivers is guaranteed to do that. That's why we did that, rather than go any higher. Right, we have got 4 days till Jeddah, so not going to be much that happens here. What's the driver? I've compiled a report on the drivers been developing during the past month. Please see the results, so no increase. Monthly affiliates. I'm not going to worry about our affiliates just yet. We've got bigger fish to fry at the moment. I've compiled the data from last weekend into the attachments below. Car wasn't suited to the track, given its... I think our car just wasn't suited to the track because, yeah, overall, it's absolutely terrible. So we've got a lot of work to do on this car. Now, do we want to replace one of our engineers? Our race engineers, that is. How long have we got on these? So yeah, these are not even going to be done before this next race. So that is just depressing, isn't it? Because we are going to be very slow in Jeddah as well. Right, let's have a look at some of these facilities. So, factory, we can currently have 3 projects, so that's fine. Project capacity is free. Design center, so Yeah, this is just our engineer capacity, so I'm not too bothered about upgrading that, to be fair. It's more about the project capacity, which we can have 4. Although we'll get more engineers, can speed it up and a slight boost. I mean, we could build a team hub, just because the mentality, it does help. And a race simulator, because again, development for not necessarily Danny Rick Schumacher might get a bit. Team attractiveness, so this will all help if we are looking to attract drivers. Does help with mentality. Mentality is a big one because it's low at the moment for us. Yeah, I think a team hub might be good. Only 800,000, so let's get that in. How much is the race simulator? 1 million. Worth doing. Helipad we're not bothered about. Mentality as well, memorabilia room. That's quite cheap as well, so let's get some of this on the go. We have got to be cautious of money because we aren't going to earn too much money across the season. We didn't mean to... Baby Giles is on one in the chat. So yeah, let's have a look at... Do we want to replace our race engineers? Because these are all... These are not real race engineers. These have been created in-game, so they're not actually speaking to the drivers. So I don't know if we'll actually be able to attract anyone there, will we? Have a look. Who have we got? Who could we get in? Who's an improvement? What are they rated actually? Our current one. 72 and 74. So we could get an F2. Paolo Angelia. Completely butchered that. To Ogle. Stuart King. We'd have no scouts. Why do we have no scouts? We need something here to get scouts then. Scouting department. Scout capacity. What's it currently then? 2. How do we hire scouts then? How does that work? Max team capacity is 0. Your scouts take part in... This because they are doing something. They... Okay. Okay, so they're unavailable until this is done, basically. The Scout STEM tool that we've agreed to sponsor. Because we've got this engagement going on, our scouts are off doing that. So our scouts will take part in a tour of schools to promote careers in STEM and will be unavailable for the tour's duration. Engagement scales with the team. Engagement scales with the team's markability. How long is that? Is that for this whole period? Five weeks. We have got 2 scouts, but they are unavailable due to, yeah, marketing, basically. our sponsor's obligation, so we can't do nothing on that quite yet. So yeah, we can't really do anything as yet. I mean, we could try. Can we propose? We propose a contract anyway without scouting. A bit risky, but. Do the F2 have? Do F2 have voice lines though? Don't know if they do. Say car 2. No idea because we can't scout. Hold on. It's risky. Let's have a... What is... What's she saying? What's she on contract-wise? Annual salary. She's on 35 grand a month. 600 grand to terminate though. Bit much. I don't like that none of them got voice lines because they're generated, but I don't know if these guys in F2 do. Need to ultra skill. You. Going from 50 to 100 then. Let's just send it. What's the worst that can happen? Right. Let's go. Let's keep on balance, but they're tired here, aren't they? I have to put in some rest. Fine, we'll keep with that. I'll keep with that. Right. I don't think there's much else we can do until we get into this next race weekend. New ATR period starts, so that's fine once we get these designs done. We've got 9 days and 12 days, so they will be ready for Australia. But unfortunately, we're going to have to head to Jeddah in the same place. So, get your inbox here. Race targets, 21st or higher again. 21st or higher. DT Gunner, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. 21st or higher, we are finishing last, so it's just, yeah, nothing else we can do about that. But let's jump in to Jeddah and start practice for this one.
We're here in Jeddah, where the tension is boiling as we head into the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
To be fair, it might be worth us. I wouldn't do this normally either, but it might be worth us simulating all the way to qualifying because we're just not going to compete at the moment. So, worth doing.
Now it's time to see who...
It's worth doing because, as I say, we just can't compete. But look at how bad the setups are when you sim though. That's appalling. Let's manage the session for a laugh. Alright, let's send Mick Schumacher out as well. See what times the boys set. Should again be last in this Grand Prix and in this qualifying session, unfortunately. Let's see how they do in comparison to each other. as Danny Ricciardo is underway. We'll keep an eye on the sector times. They will go purple to begin with because they're the first two drivers through the sector times. A sector will be coming out shortly. We'll see what we're doing. And Danny Rick does a 33.499, basically a 33.5. And Mick is about 3 tenths off him there. So quite a margin between the two of them there. And second sector, 28.3 for Daniel Ricciardo. 28.4, so nearly a couple of attempts lost there. So it's about half a second that Mick Schumacher's down on Daniel Ricciardo at the moment. Work to do. And it looks like Daniel Ricciardo will out-qualify Mick Schumacher here. Let's say we're probably going to finish, well, I'm pretty confident we're finishing 21st and 22nd again in this qualifying session, but it's good to see how they compare as teammates. There's a 29.4 from Ricciardo and a 29.9 for Mick Schumacher. So 29.4 for Daniel Ricciardo, 29.9 for Mick Schumacher. So 5 tenths basically, half a second separates them. So quite a poor lap from Schumacher. And we'll forward on, and we're not going to run again. As Ricciardo's gone quicker than K-Mag, I imagine K-Mag got a poor lap out there. But maybe it'll be a little bit tighter in Jeddah, by the looks of it. We were 2 seconds off getting into Q2. That's right, 2 seconds getting into Q2 in that first race. So I'm not going to run again. I'd rather save some tyres, but it'd be interesting to see how far off we are in this second race. This with no design work, so it might just be closer field at Jeddah. And as Correa has a lockup, he's had a really poor start to his career in this RD.
This, I think, was at turn 13.
Had 3 incidents in that first race.
And there goes the steering. By that
That's
point,
a big old lockup for him there. Yeah, just be interesting to see the gap this time around. But no design work on the car until we get to Australia, unfortunately. We are out in Q1, but it looks like only by 8 tenths this time to Ricciardo. About a second, 1.3 seconds to Mick Schumacher. So definitely a closer field here in Jeddah. There we go. Confirmation 21st, 22nd. Let's have a look at the Q3 results. So it's back-to-back poles for Max Verstappen. Sergio Perez leads, so Max Verstappen leads a 1-2 for Red Bull. Charles Leclerc in third for Ferrari. Lando Norris fourth. Carlos Sainz will start fifth. Oscar Piastri sixth. George Russell leads 7th and 8th place for Mercedes with Hamilton in 8th. Fernando Alonso 9th. Yuki Tsunoda 10th. As we can see, no real surprises down here. But once again, we do qualify 21st and 22nd. But we are a little bit closer. I don't think that time is correct, though, because it was showing 8 tenths last time, wasn't it? But we're definitely closer here in Jeddah, so it must be track characteristics rather than the car, because we've not put any design work on the car. But we are going to leave it there for this first stream of our new F1 Manager 24 series with Lotus. So if you jumped into the streams, plenty of chat has been had. So thanks again for all the support. If you're new, please do feel free to subscribe or follow. If you're on TikTok, my bio in my bio on TikTok is my YouTube channel. And we have all the streams on there, but also highlighted videos and episodes. So condensed versions of the streams that we've had today will be on there. And we stream this series every Tuesday and Friday. So we will be back in a few days' time on Friday at 7:15, where we will advance this series a little bit further and hopefully make the car a little bit more competitive. But again, thanks for your support, and we will be back